Like a labyrinth, returning to the same street, the same house, the same situation over and over again? Dreams of repeatedly returning to the same place often herald unresolved problems, recurring patterns, or a cycle from the past. This dream may be whispering to us that something is not over and that we must confront. So what does it mean to repeatedly return to the same place in your dream? How did different cultures and ancient teachings interpret the meanings behind this recurring cycle? Let's delve deeper into this cyclical dream. In Islamic dream interpretations, repeatedly returning to the same place is often associated with repeating past mistakes, continuing to sin, resurfacing unsolved problems, or entering a vicious cycle. It can indicate that a person is unable to move forward in a matter in their life and is forced to confront the same problems over and over again. This dream serves as a warning to the person that they need to repent, learn from past mistakes, and follow a different path. Sometimes it can reflect indecision on a matter or difficulty finding the right path. In Sufism, constantly returning to the same place is often interpreted as aspects of the soul that remain undisciplined, falling into the same mistakes due to the allure of worldly desires, or stagnation on the spiritual path. This dream indicates that the disciple, while progressing on the path of self-discipline and attaining truth, is still drawn to the past or carnal desires. The feeling of returning to the same place can indicate a slackening of one's spiritual discipline or a departure from the divine will. This dream is a message that the believer must question their own self, learn from repeated mistakes, and make a fresh start with complete surrender to God. In Indian philosophy, constantly returning to the same place is often associated with the continuation of karmic cycles, samsara, failure to learn from past lives, repetitive behavioral patterns, or a blockage in spiritual development. This dream may indicate that the person is repeating the same mistakes in their life, still hasn't paid their karmic debt, or is struggling to learn a lesson. This dream emphasizes the need for a person to break this cycle, learn from the past, and adopt a different approach to fulfilling their life purpose. It may indicate the need to recognize such cycles and find inner peace through meditation and yogic practices. In ancient Egypt, cycles, the cycle of the Nile, the cycle of the sun, were a natural part of life in the afterlife. However, returning to the same place in a negative sense was often associated with a vicious cycle, divine wrath, the disruption of ma'at, justice and order, or the influence of a curse. For pharaohs, such dreams could indicate that their power was unable to solve a problem, a mistake was repeatedly made, or they were incurring the wrath of the gods. For ordinary people, they could be interpreted as a harbinger of illness, poverty, or the persistence of personal hardship. This dream encouraged the person to make offerings to the gods, perform rituals, and strive to break these vicious cycles. In Western dream interpretations, constantly returning to the same place is a fairly common dream and is often associated with unresolved issues, repetitive behavioral patterns, regrets, being stuck in the past, or an anxiety about not being able to make progress in life. According to Freud, this dream can sometimes reflect repressed traumas or unresolved childhood conflicts. Jung, however, interprets this dream as a confrontation with one's shadow aspects, being stuck in an archetypal cycle, or obstacles in the individuation process. In modern psychology, this dream often indicates repeating the same mistakes in one's life, being unable to escape a situation, or struggling to make a decision. It serves as a warning to the person to leave the past behind, try a different approach, and look forward. Cycles and karma are important concepts in Asian cultures. In China, constantly returning to the same place is often associated with a problem from the past, unfinished business, or the continuation of a karmic cycle. In Japan,
It may reflect a person's need to confront the past, an emotional burden, or recurring pressures stemming from societal expectations. In Buddhist philosophy, this type of dream can represent difficulties escaping samsara, the cycle of rebirth, cyclical suffering resulting from the pursuit of sensual desires, or obstacles encountered on the path to enlightenment. Generally, in the Asian dream tradition, these dreams highlight a person's inner stress, unfinished business, and search for balance in their life. They serve as a message to the individual to break the cycle, learn from it, and focus on their spiritual development. Dear dream travelers, we have reached the end of our journey into this mysterious and profound world of dreams. As you can see, our dreams are not merely the product of sleep. They are also ancient messages whispered to us by our subconscious, our soul, and universal wisdom. Each dream can be a mirror we hold up to our inner world, a guide to confronting challenges we face, or an invitation to discover our potential. Remember, these interpretations are wisdom filtered through the accumulated knowledge of different cultures and beliefs, observed and interpreted over centuries. However, only God knows the most accurate and definitive interpretation. May your dreams guide you and help you find inner peace. See you on your next mysterious journey, and farewell.